It looks like my lovely bread maker's on the way out. What is it? It's a Smart Tech. And in here, seems to be losing torque. Yeah, it's not kneading very well. I think this is possibly on the way out then. So expect a teardown inbound. Oh dear. It's going to blow up, I think, in a minute. Might need something tightening in the back perhaps, but it is slowly kneading, but it's probably not enough. Oh dear. Stand back, everybody. Okie doke. We are back outside with this beast, my bread maker. I'm going to open it up. I presume the screws are under these rubber bungs, and then see what happens with the motor. There's obviously something here. You see like an outline and probably some sort of belt, so hoping I can adjust it. So here's the rating plate. Smart Tech Smart Bread Maker with funny font on the B. That's supposed to be a loaf of bread, I guess. It's model number SC2338. 500 watts for the heating element, and motor is 110. So quite a beast for motor. Let's get that open. Well, the screws weren't down there, so I've come back up the top. Please excuse the mess of it. It looks a bit skanky now. Is that rust or is that just dried on bread bits? I think that's dried on bread bits. There's our heating element. Just goes around the outside. And the screws, I think then perhaps are these small tabs here. Yes, they are, look. So they've hidden them in the top. Okay, well that's fine. And here's this, again I haven't cleaned it because I couldn't be bothered if it's broken, but there's the bin, if you like, the actual tin itself, and then you just have this little crude paddle, and that just spins around and that does the kneading of the bread. It's keyed so it goes on in a certain way, like that, and then the motor itself underneath just turns it, and that's spun by this keyed bit here, so I can feel the motor there. So it's still connected, but it's slipping like mad, so think of it like a slipping clutch. Something needs to be adjusted. I don't think it's a cog that's stripped because it wasn't making any nasty noises. It was just slipping. So let's get these off, and then we'll get the get this top piece off and see what's inside. I suspect I might have to go deeper again, as we have screws here, so they might need undoing. So yeah, not quite sure. I presume this plastic piece comes off first, so we'll see what happens there. Well, not coming out easy, so I'm trying these here now. There's two to see the side of this panel. There must be more to it. It's very clipped in, even with those screws loosened. It's really, really in. That's not coming out easy at all. It could be a lot of gunked from the gunked up glue from all the bread, of course, but I think there is probably more to take apart, so I'm going to keep on going. Okay, with those screws removed, I can now pop this off. It was clipped at the back, so there's a bit of resistance there, but it's come off. So a nice little complete circuit board, and there is a ribbon cable, but I don't see it easily detachable without taking that out, but that's fine for the minute. And under here, there's the plug. There's the plug. You can just about see it through that hole. And of course, we've got some more screws under here. So this actually went all the way along, which is why it wouldn't open. Makes sense. So there, another 3. Some more bread remnants there, look. Yummy. It might be out of date by now. But yeah, let's continue. Also going to take the lid off as well by taking this hinge out, just in case it's all connected. Right, so we've got larger screws at the bottom here, slightly smaller ones, or shorter ones at the top. So 4 for this hinge mechanism. It's well made, isn't it? That's loose now, so it should start coming out. So there's the long ones. They are quite long. Well, that was brutal. Not only was it screwed in, which probably would have been sufficient, the plastic was keyed in here at random places. Where did that go? You can see there's lots of little areas to key it in, so it's really secure, and I've had to break it to get it open. At least for anyone else who's got one of these, it'll be easy to work out how to get it open, or easier. So there's these pins here, So they're not at all where a screw would be. A screw, that one there, goes straight into the white post. But these here, how are you supposed to get them out? I mean, because that's part of the plastic. Just trying to see one. There we go. If we have a look, and we can actually see here, look. So that is a plastic post, and that is actually plastic welded, if you like, or just, you know, part of the plastic housing. That's on there like that. I tried so many times to get this out, but I couldn't work out how to release this. You can't twist them because, of course, that was all joined. The screw, as you can see, there's a screw hole that goes into that post, so that's plenty fine. But yeah, I don't know. This is just, I don't know how to release that. It just seems to be a one-way. Might be. Yeah, we'll have to get this out and have a look, but that was pretty brutal. So that was not going to come out without a fight. Luckily, it's kind of had a lot of use. But for anyone else who wants to try and open this, might have to get this tin and see what's underneath these pins to see if there's an easy way to get them out. But yeah, not easy at all. Once that's done, though, the circuit is loose in here. There doesn't seem to be anything holding that down. So we'll have a quick look at that. Oh, there's our speaker. There's a few bits on there. And then, well, to get further down, it looks we're going to have to unscrew from the top, which is madness, really, isn't it? So you can't access all the gubbins from underneath and do anything, which is a shame. So we're going to have to go super, super deep on this. I don't think it was really designed for maintenance. I think once it's built, going by these things, it's in for life. But I'm going to keep digging. At least get to the cause of the problem. I'll get to the reason why it's slipping. But disappointing I couldn't get that open without breaking every single one. Well, that's super annoying. I've just taken one out of here, and it does have a screw from inside. But how on earth do you get to the underside of this when you have to take the top off? That is weird. How on earth did they put them in? Some sort of weird magic, because there's definitely no way underneath here. I mean, there is. This is screwed. Those aren't screw holes. It's going to be a tear down rather than a repair, I think, because I don't know how they got that in. Boo to that. Okay, here's the underside of the board. Fairly standard, I think, for LCD display and buttons. Nice little clicky buttons, and then I can pop that off. So at least that ribbon cable's off now. Unclips from here, okay. So they've labelled it up as well, which is quite nice. Timers and loaf size, etc. Menu. Yeah, it's quite nice. More screws holding the board on, is there? Or, yeah, you can see there's a couple of pins here. I think I've missed a trick by getting into this from underneath, but I'll only find out when I go deeper. Well, yeah, I should have undone those three first. Because now look, the whole shooting match is loose, so it would have been those screws at the top. That would have, literally the whole thing would have come out. Wasn't that silly? So it was actually really simple after all that. So where's our bevel? Yeah, just do the ones you see, including under the display panel, and then undo these three at the bottom in a kind of a triangle, and then the whole shooting match comes out, and you just get about, well, then you can remove the back of these, of course, and then that's how you get access to down here. So, fair enough, at least for future. Anyone else might know. But yeah, look at the state of this. It's having a bit of corrosion going on here, so it's not having the best of times. There's our switch. A lot of bread bits and pieces in here. Finally, though, we get to our motor, which is a monster. And then let's just see if we can get this bottom plate off and see why it's slipping. So while we got this off, there's our heating element at the bottom here, so that just goes into the ring, just in there. And these must be some sort of a temperature sensing circuit here, so there's kind of three levels. One might be protection, one might be sensing how hot it gets at a certain height, perhaps. But yeah, there's a few in there, look. And here's our board. Nothing too crazy on there. You can see the little speaker, but various relays, etc., transformers. Trying to look for dates on there. Don't see much at the minute. But yeah, there's that. So there's all these pins are broken, look, you see. Right. God, those screws were in there. They're only in plastic, but they're quite difficult. They were definitely well in, quite aggressive threads, and that one down there is difficult because you have to get a long screwdriver in there. But I tried to get this off, but it's all hot snotted onto here. The glue's still on there, so I thought I'll just take the whole shooting mat out. And this is hot snotted on there, so I couldn't unplug those. But anyway, I've got them all out. This is cool. This must be some sort of a fan to keep it cool. But let's get it out and have a look. Aha! That explains why it's slipping. Wow. Check out that belt. That has seen better days. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's literally just stripped itself, isn't it? So it's like a timing belt. And I guess that's what happens if you never ever change your timing belt on your car. Look at that. I'm quite surprised that has gone so badly. Well, it weighs a ton. This is like your flywheel. That gives you all your torque for the bread maker. So you can see that's motor this end. That spins around. Probably quite fast, and this slows it down, but also gives you a lot more torque. But so that was a rubber belt. Toothed? I don't know, possibly. Let's keep winding. Yes, it was toothed. Look at that. They are the remains of the teeth. Oh, it's gone into like a bit of a... And then that was what was happening, you see. It was just spinning. So I am surprised that lasted as long as it did. But what was happening was my bread wasn't getting kneaded. I didn't know initially, and it came out all sloppy, didn't bake properly. So then I tried to knead it myself, just to get it over the line, rather than wasting another batch. And it did work okay, but it was a bit flat. And then it just gave up altogether turning, and that's obviously why, because that belt is absolutely trashed. Look at that. And it's actually gone inside the spindle as well, so it's all tying itself up in knots, because this is literally just stripped. Whether you can buy a new belt for this, I doubt it, because it's not a known brand. But there's our belt, look. Wow, that has had its life, hasn't it? Yeah, there we go, look. So yeah, that is the cause. Now, if your belt had come off, then it would have been, fairly easy to fix. There's like a ring here where you can remove, and then you can just slip your belt on and off. But yeah, when it's got to that stage, it's game over. So that's it, really. A huge motor. I suppose it needs to generate quite a lot of power to knead the bread. So that's probably why that's so big, because that is a huge motor. Well, not much under here, under the motor, but I've managed to have a look at that. So there is our motor manufacturer. It's a YY8625, possibly, but it's a beast. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Interesting. At least it worked out why it's broken. Cheers.